You're watching WNDU TV.
Live from Michiana, this is News Center 16.
At this Indianapolis hospital, two brothers struggle to survive.
And you always think it's not going to happen to you, you know. And I never even dreamed when I took them to the hospital that that's what it was going to be.
The brothers are being treated for E. coli bacteria, and medical experts are not sure how they were infected. Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
And I'm Mark Kelly. E. coli bacteria is especially dangerous to children.
In extreme cases, people can die. State and local health officials confirmed 3 cases of E. coli in South Bend, but the source of contamination is unknown. Right now, these two brothers, Jason McKinney and Cody Edge, are getting emergency treatment for E. coli poisoning in Indianapolis. We have team coverage of the scare. We start with Terry McFadden live at St. Joseph's Medical Center, where this story unfolds. Terry?
Mo, last Friday, Jody Edge brought her 3 little boys to the emergency room here because they were very sick. Later, they were sent to Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, where officials confirmed 2 of the boys had E. coli. Now the question on everyone's mind is, how did they get it and where?
I think that the state was concerned that this might, really be something really important, that there be a mass, outbreak here, and that's why they wanted us to get on it right away. So, but I don't think, now they don't feel that way, I'm sure.
That's the good news. The bad news, 2 South Bend toddlers, 18-month-old Cody Edge and his brother, 2.5-year-old Jason McKinnis Hall, are in critical condition at an Indianapolis hospital. Their 4-year-old brother fortunately tested negative. Haskett says a 50-year-old from South Bend has tested positive. A 3-year-old girl is suspected to have E. coli, but her test results have not come back. A 17-year-old girl thought to have E. coli has tested negative. Haskett says all these folks have one thing in common. They all ate hamburger at the same restaurant in South Bend last week.
Yes, it was checked out. They sent these samples down to the State Department of Health, so they will know if there's, anything else wrong.
State health officials met in Indianapolis today, but say results won't be available until Friday at the earliest. And so far, it appears those tests may result in simply more questions and fewer answers.
I think it's best to say we don't know, although I would generally tell you that from our initial investigation shows that the restaurant is not implicated.
Now, earlier today, County Health Officer Dr. George Plain told me, and I quote, "So far there is no evidence that one restaurant or another is responsible." State health officials say they are looking at several possible ways that the youngsters could have been infected. Meantime, the nurse at our county health department says despite the seriousness of E. coli, the concern that more people suffering from the disease has in fact passed. But that concern for one South Bend family is very real tonight as they watch their 2 little boys struggle to get better. Our Dawn Meyer is live in Indianapolis, and she joins us now with more. Dawn?
Terry, the 2 South Bend brothers are in intensive care unit here at Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis. They've been here since the past weekend. At first, their mother thought they just had the flu, but when she discovered blood in their stool, she realized it was far more serious, and that's when they were diagnosed with E. coli.
Sorry, hard for you. That's okay.
For Jody Edge, it's been a trying 2 weeks. First, she thought her 2 little boys, 1.5-year-old Cody Edge and 2.5-year-old Jason McKinney, had the flu. But tonight, both are in stable condition here at Riley Children's Hospital with what doctors believe is E. coli poisoning.
It never even crossed my mind when they were sick that would be what it was.
Edge says her boys became sick 2 weeks ago after eating at a Michiana restaurant, and within 72 hours, they came down with flu-like symptoms.
They did eat hamburgers at a fast food restaurant, but they're still looking into that.
But state officials say it's too soon to identify a source or name any restaurant at this point. Meantime, the boys are struggling to survive after both experienced kidney failure.
What's the prognosis? What are doctors telling you for your 2 children?
That right now it's just watching and waiting to see if their kidneys will start working.
Cody and Jason are on dialysis. Doctors tell their mother the next 2 weeks will be critical ones.
It's hard. It's hard because there's nothing that they can really do other than you just watch and wait. And it's up days and down days because some days they're doing okay and other days they're not.
Again, both boys are in guarded but stable condition here at Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis. They'll likely be here for the next couple of weeks. Their mother tells me that she plans on staying here and that she'll be staying at the Ronald McDonald House here in Indianapolis. I'm Dawn Meyer reporting live from Indianapolis. Maureen, back to you.
Okay, and our best thoughts to the family, of course. Thanks, Dawn.
According to infectious disease specialists we talked to, here are the symptoms of E. coli. They include fever, bloody diarrhea, nausea, and in advanced stages, kidney failure. Depending on the amount of contamination, symptoms develop in 2 or 3 days. E. coli tends to be more dangerous for very young and very old people with weakened immune systems. But what is E. coli and how do we get it? Elizabeth Costello provides some answers.
E. coli is a bacteria so small it can't be seen with the naked eye. So how does such a tiny organism pose such great danger?
E. coli is a bacteria that's actually very common. We carry it in our intestinal tracts on a regular basis, and it doesn't cause us any problems.
But one particular strain, called E. coli 157H7, can cause the serious problems. In 1993, health officials linked an outbreak of E. coli to the Jack in the Box restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. 4 people died, including 2 children. They all ate undercooked ground beef.
It's sort of all gamished together there, and so organisms that may be in the middle that don't get cooked well enough can survive and liberate this toxin, which is what really causes the problem.
Besides undercooked beef, toxins also can be spread through other foods during preparation on unclean surfaces, or by poor hand washing. But why does the toxin make some people more sick than others, especially little kids like Cody Edge and Jason McKinnis? Doctors say their little bodies have trouble fighting the toxin.
Children are particularly at risk. The more serious complication is this what's called hemolytic uremic syndrome, which is a kidney problem that can be devastating, and that particular complication is much more common in children.
Now, the Indiana State Department of Health offered these common sense tips to prevent E. coli. Meats and poultry should be cooked until all juices run clear. Heat helps kill the bacteria. You should clean and disinfect surfaces that have been in contact with raw meats, such as cutting boards. If you plan to eat vegetables raw, they should be washed first. It's important to wash your hands after handling raw meats and vegetables, and be sure to wash your hands after using the bathroom. The health department says this is advice to be used not only in your own home, but for people who work in the food service industry as well. I'm Elizabeth Costello, News Center 16.
Again, our top story, 2 South Bend children are fighting E. coli bacteria, which is usually associated with contaminated food.
Jason McKinnis and Cody Edge are being treated at Riley Hospital in Indianapolis. Still, the source of the bacteria poisoning is not known. Stick with News Center 16 for developments on this story.
Something a whole lot more positive was today's weather.
Yeah, that sunshine was sure nice.
Felt good.
Can you keep it coming, Mike?
Boy, it sure looks that way. All I can say is finally. We've waited long enough. We're going to see clear skies tonight, low down to 50, so a little chillier with those clear skies, but boy, it warms up nicely tomorrow. Partly sunny, high back up to 73. We'll have the rest of the 5-day outlook coming up.
A scare on a South Bend bus when a driver feels threatened, and you won't believe how old the rider was.
A deadly fire in Benton Harbor last year. A Good Samaritan is honored for his efforts to solve the crime.
Crews are digging in to help business on the St. Joe River.
Michiana's veteran news team, Maureen McFadden and Mark Kelly, homegrown meteorologist Mike Hoffman, and the dean of local sports, Jeff Jeffers. This is News Center 16.
For graduations, weddings, and Father's Day this June, Circuit City has a gift for everybody. All Sony boomboxes and portable CD players are on sale. Like this Sony Discman, just $69.99. This Zenith VCR with remote is only $129.99. This JVC VHSC camcorder is a low $399.99. And this Sharp 3-disc mini audio system is only $149.99. And pick up Jerry Maguire for only $14.95. Circuit City, you can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
Skywriting is poking with the savings spring, so why you bet the Daily sale? H2O, I love to splash and splurge, think my paycheck and submerge the Daily sale. The shopping can be hot shopping. So take a deep breath and dive into the Daily sale.
Hudson's Daisy Sale. It's making quite a splash.
The
11th Annual Elkhart Air Show is taking off from the Elkhart Municipal Airport Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, June 8th. The action starts Friday evening with a balloon glow and a night jump by the Navy SEALs. This year's show salutes aviation's past, present, and future with precision aerobatics, static ground displays, and touring warbirds. See it all at the longest-running show in Indiana. Visit the displays. Enjoy an outstanding weekend of spectacular entertainment in the sky. Don't miss the excitement of the 11th Annual Elkhart Air Show, June 7th and 8th at the Elkhart Municipal Airport.
Last night, my subconscious had me thinking Dairy Queen. Visions of a fudgy treat filled my head. The new Fudge Cake Supreme, to be exact. Whoa! 2 layers of chocolate cake, luscious soft serve, rich hot fudge, creamy whipped toppings, polished off with a cherry. At just $1.59, I was falling in love. Talk about your sweet dreams. The new Fudge Cake Supreme, a dream come true. For hot eats, cool treats, think DQ.
Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to provide closed captioning services for New Center 16.
Some South Bend bus drivers are outraged with the school board. Last week, a 6-year-old girl carried a butcher knife onto her South Bend school bus. Mark Peterson reports the drivers think her punishment is too weak.
Keep in mind, the incident occurred on a bus full of kindergarten students.
And after picking up my 4th passenger, I turned to see if he was seated, and I saw another student with a very large butcher knife. Another student said it was to kill Mrs. R, meaning me.
The student with the knife received a 2-day suspension, but school bus drivers last night argued for sharper punishments, a zero-tolerance policy for all students carrying weapons. All.
No matter what the age of the students.
If a driver says they need a tape in, we put a tape in.
In this day and age, all new South Bend buses come with video security cameras.
We want to support the driver and any driver that feels threatened.
But in doling out discipline, age still matters. Administrators today defended the 2-day suspension, saying the student never threatened the driver, handed over the weapon after being asked to, had no prior discipline problems, and seemed to have no understanding of the danger the knife represented.
School Corporation says it tries to balance its concern for safety with its concern for children, wants to work with families, keep kids in school. That's why current discipline policies regarding elementary students and weapons are a bit more lenient, although the board is going to review that policy. And you remember just last April, a 12-year-old South Bend boy was stabbed while waiting for his bus.
Mark, who would right now receive an automatic suspension under the zero-tolerance policy?
Well, any student found with a gun, regardless of age. But when it comes to knives or other weapons, suspensions are automatic, only at grade 7 and up, a bit more lenient for elementary kids.
All right, I certainly understand why the drivers would be upset.
Sign of the times.
Yeah, thanks.
Last December, 4 people died in a fire that was intentionally set, and today a citizen was rewarded for helping police solve the arson murders. Craig Shivers received $4,500 from the Michigan Arson Prevention Committee. Shivers gave police information on a suspect. That suspect, Johnny Williams, was arrested and convicted on 4 counts of murder. Well, a strange thing showed up in the sky this afternoon.
It certainly did. It's been days since we've seen the sun, and right now we're getting a nice view from Chopper 16 tonight. Looking over some of the farmland, probably on the west side of South Bend, I would guess, from the soil there. Mike Hoffman's working on your hometown forecast from the Weather Center. Michael?
And that soil should be drying out the next couple of days. We are watching the next storm system causing some thunderstorms off to the west. That is expected to be diving to our south this time, and only on Friday bring us a slight chance for some thunderstorms. We'll talk about the 5-day outlook coming up.
Nighttime. The world relaxes a bit, and so do we. Option 7 at Centennial Wireless offers you evenings at a relaxed 7 cents a minute. When weekends come alive, keep on talking at just 7 cents a minute. Plus, 7 cents includes long distance to all of Indiana, most of Ohio, Michigan, and the Chicagoland area. An option that saves your regular plan for business while letting you talk for fun for cheap. You'll even receive a free phone and accessories. 7 cents a minute, now at Centennial Wireless.
Did you know your house is made of money? Well, it is. And with Valley American's Home Ec line, you have money at your fingertips because you're really writing yourself a loan for a new car, college tuition, vacation, you name it. Plus, the interest can be tax deductible. You can even use the money you get out of your house to add on to your house, making home sweet home just a little bit sweeter. Home Ec Line from the Valley Vault.
Here's a look at our record book for today. Our high finally went above 70, 72. That's still 20 degrees away from the record. Overnight low was 60, and we had a trace of rain overnight.
Next time she shops at Goodwill, she'll get a cart. We'll insist. Goodwill, a good deal more than you expect.
Get away, give away at Martin. That's what summer is for. Picnic, vacation. At your neighborhood Martin supermarket, we got prizes galore. Like a Jacob Band conversion. Give away, give away. Lucky Joe. Use your card and you're in. Fruit prizes too. Count on us for summer savings. Summer fun. Count on Martin's and win. All right.
Meteorologist Mike Hoffman's weathercast has the American Meteorological Society's seal of approval.
You listen to the grumbling, we got to say thanks.
Yeah.
This was great.
Beautiful.
I'm not taking any credit for it.
Oh, go ahead.
No. We had to take a lot of complaints here. You know, because of the sunshine that we haven't seen in a while, we sent Chopper 16 up today. That's a live shot south of downtown South Bend, and boy, oh boy, does that look nice. Kind of perks your spirits up a little bit, and looks like that's going to continue most of the time for the next 5 days. Let's go outside to some of our Skyview cameras, which are a little more land-based. Elkhart, 72 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies right now. A little bit of a northeast breeze, but that will be calming down tonight. Let's check out St. Joe Benton Harbor then along the lakeshore. Now, the good news is you had northeast wind, so that kept that 48-degree water from influencing your temperature. You're still at 73 with a good deal of sunshine. And South Bend, Mishawaka, temperatures at 70. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Dew point 51, relative humidity 51%. We haven't seen that in a while. Barometer 30 inches even and steady. Winds northeasterly at 14, gusting to 22 miles per hour. Let's check out the numbers then from our News Center 16 weather spotters. Currently around the Midwest. I guess I went right past that map. Sorry about it. 69 in Chicago, 74 in Des Moines. Minneapolis up to 78. Very nice indeed. There are some 80s off to the west. But don't expect that here. We're still talking a little bit below normal, but at least lower to middle 70s. Much, much nicer the next few days. Look at Columbus, Ohio, 57. Indianapolis, 62. Taking a little longer to clear in those areas. And under the cloud cover off to the east, you can see still some showers in eastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky, down along the Ohio River. But north of that, we're nice and clear. Off to the west, there are some more rain showers and thunderstorms in the western plains. We're not expecting those to come our way, however. Satellite picture will show it, put into motion. You can see this storm looks kind of impressive there, but everything indicates this thing is diving southward. And over the next 24 hours, we expect it to be clearing to southern Arkansas by that point, causing thunderstorms down that way. We do have to worry just a little bit about this next system coming out of the northwest. That may bring us some thunderstorms on Friday, but it looks like for the most part, the rainy areas are going to be south and east of us for this coming weekend. Here's my forecast for all of Michiana for tonight. Mostly clear and chillier, diminishing breeze, low temperature of 50. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies, pleasantly warm. Looks like a pretty nice day, high 73 degrees. And with easterly winds, we should have very little effect from the lake. Low tomorrow night, 50. And the 5-day forecast, partly sunny Thursday, high of 73. Do have to introduce a chance of thunderstorms on Friday, 69 degrees. A mix of sun and clouds for Saturday, but then partly sunny again for Sunday. And almost normal, 76 degrees on Sunday. We haven't seen that in so long. I'm not sure what normal is.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll take what we can get.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, the Bulls have plenty to think about in the quest for the title. Least of all, will Michael Jordan be around next year?
And the Cubs play a tight one. Jeff has the action next.
As the school year went on, her grades started to decline.
When a parent says, I think there's a problem, we say, well, then there probably is.
I didn't want to wait. What was I waiting for?
The longer you wait, the more the child falls behind.
There's certain skills that they build on for later.
We fill that gap. We teach them those skills.
That's the silver difference.
All parents want the best for their children.
Today, I think kids need the best possible start.
They want to give them the world.
Call 1-800-EDUCATE to reach your local center in South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, Niles, Michigan City, or St. Joe, Michigan.
Menards opens the door to summer savings. Enjoy year-round comfort with Emco Storm and Screen Doors. The Forever Crossbuck features self-storing window and screen, dual closure and deadbolt, $159. Update with showers from American Shower and Bath. Choose from several space-saving models, including corner and neo-angle styles, $229 each. Find all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Act like you're scared of one side. Sure, I'm saying. We can drive it home. I can love my skirt. This song right here.
Don't strike out when it comes to your insurance coverage. Consult with the experts at Taylor & Moyer concerning your home, auto, business, health, and life insurance. As an independent agency, Taylor & Moyer can select the companies which best suit your insurance needs. Companies which must meet the demanding standards of the agency that's been serving families and businesses in Michiana for over 60 years. Make a hit. Call the insurance professionals at Taylor & Moyer, 287-2905. Again, that's 287-2905.
Take a deep breath and dive into the
Hudson's Daisy Sale. It's making quite a splash.
After the news, see Home Improvement, followed by NBC Prime Time.
Chopper 16 on a rare sunny day shows Kovaleski Stadium. A little action, those little white people down there playing baseball here in South Bend. It's the Silverhawks, not the Silverhawks actually. Tonight it's sectional high school action down at the Cove.
That's right. And
Nice shot.
big boys were playing today, too,
Yes,
weren't
they were. Yes, they were. You know, the weather has finally started
Feel like baseball?
feel like baseball. Exactly right. At Wrigley, even. Fans of the Cubs are, by their very nature, both pessimistic and optimistic at the same time. As play began today, their favorite team was still 9 games under 500, but only 4 games out of first in the division. Chicago won a close game last night against Pittsburgh, and today's contest was again tight from the start. Steve Cook on the mound for the Pirates made one mistake today. Scott Service line drive home run into the basket in left field, and the Cubs are on their way, but that would be about it, and Pittsburgh took advantage of everything. Jose Guillen slashes one down the left field line off Steve Trexel, 2-1 in favor of the Bucks as the run comes in to score as the ball rattles around the left field wall. Cook was very tough here. The strikeout of Kevin Ory and Tony Womack, who's going to be a dandy player for the Buccos with a base hit up the middle as the Cubs are defeated this afternoon by a count of 3-1. Jeff Bagwell's homer wins it for the Astros at the Astrodome. 21 hits for the Cards at Busch, and San Francisco wins on the road. Matt Anderson of Rice University and suburban Detroit was the top choice in the Major League Baseball draft today. He was chosen by the Detroit Tigers. He is 6'3", 185, and there you can see he's got some big-time gas. The second pick by the Phillies was J.D. Drew of Florida State. He's the only college player ever to hit 30 homers and steal 30 bases in a single season. Irish catcher Mike Amrine was selected by the Cubs in the 10th round. How'd the Tigers do today? Well, they fought back but fell to the Oakland A's 9-8. And a Davey Martinez homer has the White Sox in front of the Tribe in inning number 1. The Bulls and Jazz have another night off before Game 2 of the NBA Finals Wednesday at the United Center. That game may be seen here on Channel 16 with an 8 p.m. tip South Bend time. It's still pretty early, but as the Bulls start to close in on another NBA championship, many fans begin to wonder about next year. Michael Jordan is adamant. If Phil Jackson is not back as head coach, Michael will be playing elsewhere. And don't think that Jordan has not been exploring just about every possibility in addition to Chicago. He was pretty clear about that at practice today.
Jerry's already admitted to and said that just wait and see. And, I'm not going to see him try to twist his arm or hold a gun to his head. That's not my position to do it. I think people are misinterpreting, that I do have options. And I have a choice, a freedom of choice, and I'm not afraid to take a choice.
Back up the truck, folks.
Oh,
you best sign him.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
both of them, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, how do you improve business along the St. Joe River?
Some folks think digging deep will help. We'll explain next.
You don't have to be a kid to visit the world's largest children's museum. Just act like one.
If you haven't been to Indy's St. Elmo Steakhouse, please hurry. We've been waiting for 95 years.
When you're in Indy, you're always welcome at my place. Have some nachos and a dog. I'll pass.
We take your vacation personally. Call 1-800-323-INDY for your free Indianapolis guide.
This car's been around for 30 years. Plan to keep yours a while?
If your new or used car is rust protected by Z-Mart, it's protected for as long as you own it.
Guaranteed. Despite manufacturing improvements, cars still rust.
So you can go to Z-Mart or store your car in a cave. Save $50 on Z-Mart Super Rust Protection. Now only $279.95.
For over 35 years, Z-Mart. Survival gear for cars.
An outbreak of E. coli poisoning in South Bend. We'll bring you the latest on this breaking story and update the condition of these hospitalized South Bend boys on News Center 16 at 10.
Your mortgage, probably the biggest financial commitment you will ever make. Why trust it to strangers? Come to First Source. No hidden costs, no surprises, no waiting for approval from someone in Timbuktu. There are a lot of different mortgage options out there, but which one is right for you? At First Source, we'll give you straight talk and sound advice, and a mortgage you can live with. Because at First Source, we're your partners from the first.
Well, the wetlands started out as a commercial concept, but it's grown to be a great deal more than that. This is something beyond what most people have ever seen or even have conceived of. Well, rice farming cleans surface water and returns the water back to the bays and estuaries in a much cleaner and purer state. There's also a deeper sense that runs in the farmer's mind that he is a steward of this land.
The St. Joe River Harbor in the Twin Cities is getting deeper.
The cities of St. Joe and Benton Harbor, along with the government, are behind a dredging project so heavier ships can drop off material in the harbor. Right now, ships have to lighten their loads because the harbor is too shallow. The owner of Consumer Asphalt says a deeper harbor is good for business and the community as a whole.
The products are passed on the prices, such as price of salt for ice control in the winter and the price of stone ready-mix asphalt. And so it does get passed on.
The dredging material is being disposed of in this man-made lake. Once the material settles, it will be transported to another location. The 4-week dredging project will cost $350,000. That's no small project.
Well, that's an investment.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
As we leave you, we'll take another look over South Bend from Shopper 16. That's the East Race Waterway in downtown South Bend. Enjoy that sunshine while it lasts. We'll see you back here tonight.